I've talked a lot in previous videos about things that I've learned the hard way so that you don't have to, or, the things that I've done to pull myself out of the pitfalls when I did learn things the hard way, in case you found yourself where I found myself. And another one of those things that I learned the hard way that a couple of you have asked me to clarify for you in a video is how to navigate the 3D, the physical world, when you're consciously manifesting, when things are seemingly showing up unfavorably. So before I get into this video, hey legends, I'm Cerise. I'm your self-agency and manifestation mentor, and I help you decipher the nuances of manifestation from both the law of assumption and the law of attraction, because there's a lot of information out there that is either overcomplicated or oversimplified, and I've learned a lot of things the hard way, so you don't have to. We want to manifest smarter, not harder on this channel, okay? All the ways in which you can work with me are in the description box below, all the way from my freebie, all the way up to one-to-one coaching and everything in between, like my workshops and, of course, the Cheat Code Academy. So two words that come up a lot when people are talking about navigating the 3D are ignoring your 3D and accepting your 3D. And I actually use accepting in two different ways, which maybe I need to find a different sort of word for one of the ways in which I use it, just to make things less confusing. So I'll think about that. But today I want to talk about those two words mainly, and obviously go off on a bit of a waffle that is always worth doing. There's always some good shit in there. So if you do get anything positive out of this video, don't forget to like, share, comment, and or subscribe. It just helps push my videos out to more people. And if you'd like to comment below to help me with the algorithm, but you don't know what to comment, just put a sparkle emoji, because we're creating literal real life fucking magic on this channel. So you probably would have heard a lot if you're sort of very entrenched. Is that the word? Entrenched meaning?
Firmly
We'll go with that for now. Entrenched in the law of assumption world. And as I always say, this isn't to shit on anybody, because I was there. Okay, I've been there. I didn't want to have to think about how I felt or anything like that. I didn't even know how I felt a lot of the times. I didn't know how to really understand what I was feeling, which is really fucking sad, to be honest. I didn't want to hear or see anything to do with anything that went against the very basic, oversimplified law of assumption that we hear these days. Not the Neville Goddard sort of manual for it. Not that I'm a Neville Goddard devotee or anything like that, but people have oversimplified it to the point of worsening people's mental health. And I talk about that a lot in the toxic side of law of assumption video that I'll put on the end card for you to watch after this. You'll hear a lot within that community to just ignore your 3D. And what ignoring your 3D is doing is actually just creating more resistance. It's creating very gradually more anxiety, to the point where you don't even notice your anxiety getting worse and worse over time. And whilst it is still possible to manifest what you want from that place, that is what can often lead to the physical and mental unwellness and burnout that I experienced, that I talk about in the video that I just mentioned. So I won't go into that here. I really don't want that for you, okay? It was not a good place to be. Really not a good place to be. I'm not going to cry on this video, but it was really not a good place to be. And as I've said a lot in recent videos, if you think your self-concept is so on point, you would choose the path that feels better over the path that feels riddled with anxiety. You just would. So I'm calling you out. If you think your self-concept work is 100%, but you're still very anxious about your manifestation, your self-concept is not anywhere near as good as you think it is. Sorry, not sorry. And the fact of the matter is, when you know who the fuck you are, I do have a video on that as well. So if I remember, I'll put it on the end card for you to watch after this. You don't really get too rattled by what's happening in the 3D. And by that, I don't mean that you don't, you never feel anything about it. It's okay to feel sad. It's okay to feel anxious appropriately, because anxiety is there to actually help us and steer us away from true threats to our survival in this human experience, as well as away from things that are not part of the most efficient route to our end goals. And when our anxiety is in a constant chronic state, which is survival mode, which is your body thinking it's trying to escape a threat to your survival, something that could physically hurt you, you can't trust how your internal compass is steering you because it's been demagnetized, it's been thrown off. So, yeah, you can feel a certain way about what's happening in the 3D. And I want you to allow yourself to feel that. And that's something I still to this day have to work on. I still have to remind myself, like, okay, you want to cry right now. So, even though you know everything's going to be okay, don't suppress those tears, release them. And when you release them, you feel better and you actually stop that negative feedback loop of thoughts. But when you suppress your emotions, whether it's anger or, and I'm not saying lash out at anybody and react in the physical world, if that's how you're feeling about things that you're experiencing in line with anything in your life, but the thing that you're, you know, actively manifesting in this moment, then that is something that I would advise taking some space from and incorporating in my cheat codes to remedy. But, if you're at home and you're wanting to cry, and you're allowed to cry in public, it's fine. And if you find it embarrassing, go into a fucking bathroom cubicle and let the tears out, collect yourself, right? You can release those emotions, scream into a fucking pillow, cry, okay, punch a pillow, while still knowing who you are. And all that you're doing when you're releasing those emotions is loosening up the deep rootedness of the unfavorable belief systems, the limiting belief systems that don't serve your end goal. But a lot of you are out there ignoring the 3D by going, that's not what's happening. This is how it is. This is how it is. This is what's happening. They love me. They love me. They love me. They love me. They love. I need to take a deep breath because even just pretending to be that anxious is making me anxious, right? That is not how your manifestation would feel. Do you have to feel the way you would feel when you have your manifestation in order to get it? No. But if you are still associating that feeling of anxiety, like I say all the time, anxiety, sadness, resentment, whatever it might be, with the thing that you're manifesting, especially if you're manifesting something back in that you have an old unfavorable story about, usually people related, you are going to still be coming from a place of reacting because that's coming from the body, because your nervous system includes your brain, right? Neuroscience is the study of the nervous system, which includes the brain. It's not just a study of the brain. So even though it might be filtered through here initially, once you associate a feeling and emotion with it, it gets deep rooted in. That's how your belief is created. You can have surface level beliefs that are easy to shake when you solely focus on the mindset piece. But if you address the emotions, the feelings that are associated with that thing and change the feelings that you associate with that thing, that is how you're more likely to get a sustainable end goal manifestation where you're less likely to self-sabotage it. So ignoring the 3D is likely for most of you not going to result in a sustainable manifestation unless you want to exhaust yourself by constantly, obsessively, and anxiously affirming forever to keep it, which is unnecessary. So before we go into accepting the 3D and what that really means, I want to remind you about how my manifestation cheat codes help you naturally feel less like you need to fight the 3D, and how they make it easier to just release the things that don't serve you, because then you can move on from them, okay? Not just releasing your emotions, but releasing the thoughts. Your thoughts and feelings are just telling you where your current belief systems are. You don't have to freak out about every opposing feeling or thought that comes up, okay? So, accepting. Now, I use accepting in two different ways, and maybe I need to think of a new word to use for one of those situations that I use the word accepting in. But let's talk about what it is and what it isn't, okay? I often say to my clients, and I've also said it on my other platforms, my free platforms, YouTube, Instagram, TikTok, that nothing is set in stone unless you accept that it is or choose for it to be, okay? When I use it in that context, I am talking about continuing to entertain the versions of things, people, and situations that are showing up that in a way that line up with your old unfavorable story and your old limiting beliefs. Because what that is doing is keeping that version of those things, people, or situations in play. So I'll talk briefly again about the double slit experiment in quantum physics, because I've talked about it in a few videos. But essentially, everything is made up of energy waves, and the only time it appears in physical form is when we are looking at it. So in order for the energy of something, someone, or a situation to reconfigure into the new story, to line up with your new story, you have to be giving it space and not constantly looking at it or them for that energy to go back into wave form, reconfigure so that next time you look at it, it's more in line with this new story you've been telling yourself. Also, when you're constantly faced with the old story, it makes it more difficult for you to stick with the new story. You're constantly feeling like, especially if your nervous system's out of whack and you don't have other things going on in your life that you enjoy, aka feel good things, cheat code, to take the pressure off your manifestation being the sole source of your happiness and fulfillment. When you're constantly looking at it, you are choosing to continue seeing the old story and therefore continuing to experience it. But the other way in which I use accepting the 3D is more about coming from a place of knowing, or at the very least choosing, if you're not at the point of knowing and feeling that you are the operant power in your reality, which you will get to naturally when you do the cheat codes, right? Being able to look at the physical world, and even if it does evoke a visceral feeling for you, which I want you to process, right? Having a knowing that it doesn't change the fact that you're still going to get what you want. It doesn't change who you are, who you inherently are, which is able to have everything you want, deserving of, worthy of, and allowed to have everything you want. And therefore, it doesn't mean you're not going to get what you want. What I want to add, though, right, is I feel like a lot of people who oversimplify the law of assumption kind of almost encourage this like Stepford Wives way of dealing with the 3D, and I completely disagree with that. I don't want you going through life faking it till you make it, going, yep, no worries, okay, when things are happening unfavorably, when people are saying things that you don't like, what is going on here? And never having your own back. But you can only trust that you're able to respond to a situation in the 3D when you regulate your nervous system, when you are regulated, coming from that cool, calm, collected place, and can be detached from the end result of you having a conversation, setting that boundary in the 3D. I talk about boundaries more in the last video that I posted as well, which was a success story. Remember, I teach self-concept as not just your own affirmations, but also treating yourself how you want to be treated. So that can show up in a way where you respect yourself enough to remove yourself from a situation where you're being treated terribly, but it can also show up in a way where you address how someone has said something. What I want to say is, though, if you feel offended by something that someone's saying, if you feel like you're sensitive to what they've said, you feel anxious about what they've said, you could be just looking through the lens of how you see yourself. But a way in which you can show yourself respect and love and care is to stick up for yourself in a cool, calm, collected way in a situation as well. If you kind of remember who the fuck you are, you're going to be detached from that conversation going a certain way and just knowing that it's just a way in which you're showing yourself love, respect, and care. You're not trying to change how that person is showing up. And if they continue to show up that way, then you will just simply step away. And for a lot of you, especially again, if you've come from the oversimplified law of assumption kind of community, what I'm saying might seem overwhelming to you. Some of you might even comment, that's just a limiting belief. I've had that mostly on just snippets of my longer videos that I put on TikTok. If you feel the need to comment on someone's video saying that's a limiting belief, your nervous system's out of whack. And I feel sorry for you. And my videos are here when you are ready. Hopefully you don't learn the hard way to the extent that I did before you decide to listen to what I have to say and incorporate in the things that I'm talking about. I'm not saying that you can't have what you want from an anxious place, bad self-concept, even resistance, right? But it's not the better feeling way to do it. It's likely going to end up with unsustainable manifestations, which just become more and more defeating every time you have to manifest them back in for them to be pushed away again by your self-sabotaging behaviors. And manifestation is about flow, not force. It's not meant to feel shitty. We're not meant to go through hardships to get to happiness. That is a path that you can go on to get to where you want to go. But it's not the only way, and it's not how we're like, if you really knew who the fuck you were, would you choose the path that feels the worst? No, you wouldn't. So, if you want to be going around saying, I'm the operant power, so I'm just going to obsessively and anxiously affirm, if you were God, if you were the universe, or whatever it is you want to think about the energy that we're all made up of, which is essentially all God and the universe is, it's just the energy. If you really knew that you were source energy, or your higher self, blah, 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 you would choose the path that feels the best. And you're actually here to learn that. You are the universe, experiencing itself in every possible iteration of a human being, starting the game of life from all different points, right? Given a different hand and learning that that doesn't mean you can't still win the game of life, regardless of like what hand you're dealt. So if any of this is resonating, right? Like if you feel like you've been fighting up against things, like resisting resistance is actually just creating more resistance. That is naturally going to dissipate, that need for control, that need to affirm against things obsessively and anxiously, and that inability to listen to someone say something that you disagree with without feeling the need to comment or arc up or feel anxious about it. Arc up is probably a word that's not familiar to anyone outside of Australia, but it just means like react, be reactive to the point where you're finding yourself having to stay in an echo chamber of only people who agree with everything that you agree with. That is how cults are created. They isolate people from anyone who says anything else so that you can't have a belief or a thought of your own. You can't be sure that you're choosing your own beliefs if you're only ever hearing one side to something. But if you're presented with a conversation or a piece of content that goes against what you want, and you're able to be open-minded to listening to it without feeling like it's affecting how you see yourself, then you are remembering who the fuck you are. You are knowing who the fuck you are. You are regulated. If you can't do that, if you sort of hear someone come up on your page with some sort of manifestation video and they say something that, like what I'm saying, that I don't strictly just do law of assumption, I also address the feelings piece, right, which is a lot more law of attraction. If you have to scroll past and be like, no, limiting belief, I can't hear it, you're probably not going to be able to have a sustainable manifestation solely focusing on the mindset piece and going about things that way. If you really knew your power, you wouldn't be bothered by things like that. All of that is to say, though, I promise you, if you incorporate in my manifestation cheat codes, you will find it all less overwhelming because you will naturally start to do these things that I'm mentioning in these videos. They will naturally start to happen. That's what happened to me, and that's how I know that's how they work. Because I got to the point of burnout, like I mentioned again in my toxic side of law of assumption video, where I was physically and mentally unwell and completely and utterly fatigued. And I had no choice but to focus on myself. And when I did that, which was the things that I now teach as my cheat codes, not with the intention of it having anything to do with my manifestation, all the things that I've mentioned in this video are things I naturally started doing. And when I started naturally doing those, even before I naturally started doing those, things started moving in the right direction again after a long period of stagnancy. But the things that I naturally started doing differently without having to overthink or force them kept the momentum going in the direction of what I wanted to achieve. And it's become so much easier in recent years since I've been talking about the cheat codes as well, to trust more, to be more detached, and for things to come about in ways that I could not have expected because I'm not trying to control the how and the when.